the language of love amongst males is to insult, but it's so damn cool that you were in GQ. You got a GQ spread that's going to live forever. All right, we've been talking about it for a few weeks here. Joined now by Christian Pulisic, Chelsea's number 10. And Christian, this is the first time that I've actually spoken to you since you got the number 10. And I spoke to you last year at the Cobham training facility, and we discussed the controversy surrounding the nickname. It's far too easy, far too lazy. And now CP10, I like that one a lot better than Captain America, but I'm hoping I can get your sign off on one that I'm trying to get off the ground. We tie in the new appearance. I'm a big fan of the beard. I know it's a controversial thing, even within your own family, but I'm trying to get Bearded Eagle off the ground as a nickname. I'm not sure. Where does it fall between CP10 and Captain America? Are my chances of getting Bearded Eagle off the ground any type of good?
Well, I think I'd have to consistently rock the beard, and I haven't been doing that before that becomes a thing. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't mind it. I guess I think CP10 sounds a little better.
Yeah, CP10, I mean, it cuts right to it. Also celebrates the fact that you're Chelsea's number 10, which is amazing for Americans everywhere. Man, I know you've been doing the clean-shaven thing. Is this a controversial look within the family? I think I saw Grandma had some comments about the beard prior to. So I'm just hoping. Look, if you're looking for someone, I'm obviously rocking my own beard. If I can sway you, I think it looks damn good, sir. And this is not just because I came up with Bearded Eagle.
Yeah, I like the beard. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm always ready to. I can grow it back pretty quickly, so we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like you got one of those Kurt Warner beards that you wipe off your face, and then all of a sudden you look back in the mirror and it's already like Teen Wolfing out of you. This is an exciting time to see you. Obviously, there was a fun, lighthearted moment in which I think I read that you were correcting your new old manager, Thomas Tuchel, to pronounce Cesar Azpilicueta. It's got to be real interesting for you, so young still in your career, to have a manager that you've played for in the past. Maybe you can give us some insight as to what the manager's vision is for you tactically now that he has taken over the reins at Chelsea.
Yeah, obviously it's good, knowing him from before. I worked with him previously. Yeah, it should help. And yeah, looking forward now. I get to obviously revisit that. And yeah, also Thiago as well. We had him as well. So it's cool that he knows a couple of guys.
Still young, but second year at Chelsea, familiarity with the manager. I'm sure you're sort of like an ambassador at first. A lot of fellow players maybe picking your brain over what to expect over the new manager. How do you feel just generally about growing in a leadership position within that locker room year over year? Are you just generally more comfortable with it?
Yeah, I think it's good. I want to continue to, to always lead by example within my team, and I'm always going to continue and strive to do that. And yeah, obviously I'm still, a younger player, but gaining a lot of experience as I go. And yeah, I think it's an important thing to do.
Mike referenced that moment on the touchline with Tuchel and Azpilicueta. Can you just kind of take us through, because he mentioned it after the match, but what specifically happened there?
No, because he was just calling him. Everyone calls him Aspi on the team, and he was like saying it like with an L, like Aspi or something. And I just had to set the record straight because he's our captain. You got to respect his name.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like, did you learn that move of like covering your mouth while talking to him? I feel like that's like is there like a class where every soccer player learns this move, where you got to like learn how to talk to make sure the cameras aren't catching what you're saying?
Yeah, it's kind of just second nature at this point. You just do it. I don't know. Like, it's not even like it would be a bad thing if people saw what you were saying, but like it just like becomes a habit, I guess.
You should have told him to call him Dave. That he's got the song in the stands to just sort of clear up the confusion. I know you got to respect the skip, but I mean, when all else fails, you just call him Dave. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you, look, I'm a Miami-based host and Miami Heat fan, and I got really excited when Jack Harlow did a song about Tyler Hero of the Miami Heat, and then I find out that Jack Harlow has this support for Chelsea, and you sent him a jersey. Is there any way that I can grease the rails and like hit both notes? He already got the Tyler Hero song. Can we get a Christian Pulisic song out there?
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Jack about that one. But I mean, no, it's cool. I've been in touch with him for a little while now, and yeah, he wanted a nice jersey, so I sent that his way. And funny enough, my mom's maiden name was actually Harlow, so we were wondering if there was some kind of connection there. But so someone needs to find out if we're somehow related.
Yeah, we'll have to get a like ancestry.com or something like that
Yeah, exactly.
to figure this out. 23andMe,
Well,
your relation with.
Yeah.
Probably 22andMe if it were like a Pulisic branded
That's
DNA
fair. That's
matching
fair.
service.
So how did that come together? Obviously, like I'd seen that he'd posted something Chelsea related. Mike and I, like we both discovered this and like wanted to get him on the show. But how did that come together with you and Jack?
Yeah, I forget how it first started. We got in touch, and he mentioned to me that he was a Chelsea fan growing up, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I was about to post the video of it was like a highlight video kind of from the season, and I told him I was gonna use one of his songs, and he was like, oh, that's dope. And I said I did that, and like the video looked really good, and he loved it. And yeah, since then we've been in touch.
So he's a fan of Chelsea, might even be related to you. I kind of feel like already you got more checks in the pros column than Tyler Hero had, who just had 37 points against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I feel like we need to get this cracking. If we get Jack Harlow on this pod, we're going to apply the pressure with your blessing.
Yeah, you can talk to him about it.
I mean, how cool is that? You go to the locker room and all of your teammates are just like, wow, what is this? It's actually Christian Pulisic by Jack Harlow. Like they're Shazamming the song. And wait a second, that's our number 10. I want to talk to you a little bit about a lot has been made this season about the Americans sort of announcing themselves at big clubs. It's really cool to see Dest is playing Wes, and there's just, I mean, Wes has been like so great for Juventus. A lot of people are looking to you for sort of helping break down the wall, but these are talented players in their own right. How excited are you to see what's going on here as such a central part of the U.S. men's national team, to see all these other fellow Americans at big clubs? It's got to be really cool for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now it just makes me really proud, and should make everyone back in the States really proud. I mean, we've never seen something like this before, where you just have such big name players playing at big name clubs, and it's just like a normality now in Europe of Americans over here, and it's just awesome to see, because we haven't seen it a lot in the past.
It's surreal that I'm watching Champions League football right now, and I have like everyone's making everything out to be about Ronaldo and Messi. I'm like, wow, Des McKinney, this is amazing. I've never actually had to experience, and as someone that has been with it's crazy because you're still so young, but you've been with the national team so long, you've actually seen this growth. It's got to be wild for you to be able to have rooting interest in these games and be like, I'm watching Champions League football right now, and Tyler Adams is making a statement. This is nuts.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and I'm like a fan too when I watch those guys, because they're all my buddies, and it's just like it's a proud moment. Yeah, it's cool to see.
What's the WhatsApp group like? Is there a lot of hyping each other up? Like I feel like the European-based players must have a lot of interaction.
Yeah, I think we all talk quite frequently, and it's nice. All go through the same stuff as well, and and some of those guys back in Germany, stuff I went through, and it's a really good bond that we have. So we're excited always when we can sort of link up and maybe get back with the national team.
I can't imagine you'll want to, big yourself up too much, but I do feel like your success both at Dortmund and at Chelsea is part of the reason why some clubs are now looking towards American players. Now Weston McKennie's succeeding. There's more clubs in Italy that are going for American players. Like, do you feel any sense of pride individually in kind of opening a door in some respects to the American player at European clubs?
I'm not going to, take full credit for it, but I think I hope so. I think that's kind of one of the things I've tried to do. And if I can inspire other Americans and pave my path and really show other people that it's possible. And that allows, clubs to see, what, maybe we can trust Americans. Maybe they can do it at this level. Then that's amazing to me.
Christian, as a fan and supporter watching at home, and obviously a huge fan of yours, being that you hit the double with me, American and Chelsea supporter, Project Restart, you were so important to Chelsea's top 4 chances. And it seemed as though you were growing as a player and as a personality, that the success you were having on the field manifested itself with emotion. The LFG moment against Liverpool is one that sticks out. And does that sort of stick out in your mind as a mile marker in your career? What you did out on that pitch during Project Restart is, no, now I've arrived. The world can see what I can do on this stage for this club.
Yeah, I think that's where I want to be, and I was feeling really good during that time. And now I'm just, I want to be right back there. And like you said before, being a leader on this team, and I hope I can do that.
I'm sure the WhatsApp group in which everyone is supporting everyone on their own clubs probably had a flurry of activity on the heels of the GQ magazine spread with a lot of photos that made its way on social media. What changed about your world pre and post GQ article?
Not a whole lot, I guess. Just some funny messages, and then I got some jokes for that. But I knew what was coming with that. But I think sometimes it's good to do something that's, anyone that knows me knows that that's, a little bit out of my comfort zone. But yeah, you got to try new things sometimes. And I enjoyed it. And I thought it was nice.
Yeah, I'm sure like you think it was cool. Like I do kind of wonder, like in the aftermath of like people on social media saying whatever they want to say, like at the end, I'm sure you think that was really cool. Like what made you want to step out of your comfort zone and do something like that? And I feel like when you're in it, you're probably like, this is very different for me. But I'm sure at the end, you kind of like are pleased with the experience.
Yeah, like you said, I think in the end, the results were cool. GQ magazine, it's quite a big deal. Back in the day, it's cool to see yourself in a magazine like that. So, just a good different exposure, and just, like I said, stepping out of my comfort zone just challenges me. And sometimes it's good.
I love the haters coming at you, trying to sort of hold over your head that you posed for it. Oh, just a GQ spread. Like your GQ 10 as well as CP 10. That is something to be immensely proud of. That was so wild to see. I'm sure that, there were photoshops, but look, in the history of U.S. men's national team photo shoots, that by far is the coolest one that I've seen so far. So be proud of that, CP.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Can you put us there, like when you were in the middle of the photo shoot? Like, do you at any point go like, "This is what is happening to me right now"? Like what kind of can you give us like the instructions that a photo shoot a cameraman, a photographer gives you? Like what is that experience of being in a photo shoot like?
Well, there was definitely that feeling, like the 30th time I changed my outfit, I was going nuts to get the perfect picture. So, you can imagine they got to get the perfect picture, the perfect pose. And I'm sitting there like thinking like, oh, geez, just waiting for the banter I'm going to get in the locker room.
Was there just like a couple of photos in the spread? Because I imagined they run some by your people and you see one, I'm like, that is going to become a meme. That one's out. Like, I just cannot. This one is off the table. I'm going to get dragged in the WhatsApp group. This one cannot be seen.
Oh, I don't know. A few of the outfits I was not too keen on, but in the end, the ones that they ended up looking better than I thought they would.
It came out awesome, man. It came out awesome, and I think look, anyone gives you any sort of crap for it, you can just ask them. Well, can I see your GQ spread? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tammy. Did you do a GQ spread? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Callum. I don't know if did GQ come call you? Let me see your photos. I think
gotta be good looking.
we had Olivier Giroud, and he certainly qualifies as a good-looking man.
Yes.
Olivier Giroud is just a walking embodiment of GQ, and we asked him a few weeks ago when he joined us on the podcast about what it's like to team up with you. Obviously, I don't want to get into Hazard comparisons, but the two-man game, there are flashes, like a really good chemistry between you two. And one of the things that I always notice in watching you guys play with each other on the pitch is he's constantly giving you instruction, and you could see that stuff sort of manifest like 5 minutes later sometimes into a goal. You can kind of see the direction that he's pointing to, and you read off of him. How cool is it for you to have someone of his experience and goal scoring record out there on the pitch at the same time as you? And do you feel like a special type of chemistry with him as opposed to some of the other target men just so early on in your career?
No, he's incredible to work with. Like you said, he's just the movement he makes and just the way he communicates, and he's very clear, and just like a dream striker to play with, So been lucky to have this experience and play with him. So I mean, I'm looking forward to hopefully continuing that partnership.
Did he have any feedback for the GQ article? He probably was like, well done. That's excellent. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think he was proud of me.
I want to talk a bit more about your relationship with Thomas Tuchel. Now, you were coming through at Dortmund. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp was there, and then obviously it transitions to Tuchel. When you were beginning your Bundesliga career, how important is he in shaping who you become as a player? And obviously those opportunities and trust, because that's a huge part of bringing through young players, that trust that a coach can give you. Can you just kind of describe how important he was in kind of the formative games and matches of your career?
Yeah, well, I had a lot of good coaches in Dortmund, starting with my youth, and the club just really did an incredible job of always putting trust in me, and the way that they always gave me chances and eventually allowed me to move up to the first team, and he was the coach there at that point after Klopp had left. So and I'll always be thankful. He gave me the chance. He gave me my debut, and we had a really good season.
He's obviously moved on in his managerial career since then. Were you guys ever in touch? Did he ever reach out to you? I know Klopp has said very nice things about you publicly. I'm wondering if he's been one of those voices of encouragement as you have those runs like you had during Project Restart.
No, I haven't really been in touch with him, but I was a very, very young player back then. And yeah.
All right, Christian. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to join us here on Chelsea Mic'd Up. Continued success, sir. Can't wait to see you back out there on the pitch helping Chelsea. We'll work Jack Harlow, make sure that he has a Christian Pulisic song. We compare that with the GQ article, and then you got bragging rights in that locker room forevermore.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Christian. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Christian.
you.